Woo!
No Steve audio.
No.
All of you that were wondering what I was lip syncing.
He knew it, but he did nothing to stop
I literally
it.
said something
Fate
is
said
going to be wrong.
otherwise.
Is Daniel also muted? I'm taking a look. Ash is not muted.
Okay.
Daniel is muted. I know why this happened
wow.
now. And Derek is beautiful. Okay. Anyway, folks, hi. Welcome to episode 25 of the GVGcast. I said that this was going to happen. I'm joined, as always. Oh,
Sorry, if you could do a fresh intro, that would make the edit point much easier for me later on when I'm prepping the podcast version.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks,
Okay,
man.
everyone. Cut. Reset your facial expressions. All right. This is what you guys pay for, by the way. Those of you in our Patreon. Anyway, what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 25 of the GVGcast. It may look a little different than usual. I'm your host, Steve Bowling. I am joined, as always, by my good friend and GVG co-founder, Derek Bittner, as well as our art director, Daniel Alba. I pointed the wrong way. I'm not remembering how to do this anymore. And though you can't see him, he's here with us in just slightly more than spirit. The very broken man himself, Ash Paulson, is our voice of God for this episode. And I'm going to just start with you, Ash. How are you, my friend?
You know, I've been better. I'm in quite a bit of pain. Some of you already know. I mentioned this on one of our reaction streams, I think for the State of Play this week. But this past weekend, on my birthday of all days, I unfortunately took a really bad fall, had a bad accident, and landed completely on the left side of my body. So my back and my ribs, and generally my whole upper left body, is in a lot of pain. Moving is still quite difficult. Nothing's broken. Don't worry, nothing's broken. My spine is okay. I'm just really in a lot of pain. And so I just got to rest. And there's a lot of, my ribs are bruised and maybe sprained. My back is kind of messed up on my left side, but I'm hanging in there. But I'm not on camera, obviously, because don't worry, my face is okay. Fortunately, I didn't hit my head or anything.
The moneymaker survived.
Yeah, the moneymaker survived. But my wife has been taking amazing care of me, and I can't really sit up at my desk right now. So I am set up in the living room on my laptop, literally holding my USB mic. But, I don't want to use my internal, my laptop's mic, or my laptop's webcam. It's not very good. I'm at a weird angle. So I won't be on camera for a little bit, but I am resting. I'm recovering, and I will be on the mend soon enough.
You got a real monkey paw version of your wish to work from bed.
That's the thing. I like, as you guys know, I've been kind of really reaching my limit. Like I really needed a little time off. I'm just like, man, I need some time for me to reset, play some games, just to kind of take a breather. And I kind of got my wish, but I didn't really want it at the expense of being able to just get up from a sitting position easily. So, it is one of those monkey's paw things, but I'm hanging in there, trying to stay positive. And I have gotten to have a lot of time kind of getting into Splatoon 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which has been nice. So trying to stay positive. And I'm here with you guys, so how could I not be happy?
Yeah. It's a good end to a stressful week. Daniel, I want to throw it up to you next, man. You just finished analyzing the hell out of Fire Emblem Engage. How are you doing?
I'm tired.
That is a very typical feeling after doing an analysis. I can assure you of that.
Oh, yeah. I have come to learn many things upon doing an analysis because I don't know how many people know this. I tried to do one for Three Hopes when that was announced, but timing was off and I got sick in the middle of recording that, so that the time just passed for that. So I wanted to make it up for doing it with Engage, and doing all that and getting it out in a timely fashion, it takes a lot out of you, and I understand the pain that Derek goes through very well when doing this.
I've done those and I've just passed out. I honestly, it's very hard for me to do them anymore. Like I'd have to be very, very passionate about a game in order to do it at this point, because I think I have the ability to just crank out an analysis in 2 or 3 days anymore. It's just too much.
It's definitely a lot, but like this is a series that I felt like I had knowledge in. There was a lot of elements there that I'm glad I played games like the mobile game to to dip into. A lot of mixed reactions about it, by the way. I don't know if it's because of the title or because of the stuff that I found, or that it's just something that I'm new to. But
I can also chime in on this one. There will always be something wrong with your analysis.
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah,
no matter what, there is something. Yeah, people will like, no, it's this, or no, it's this thing, or how could you think this? It doesn't matter. There is. You will never satisfy everyone. I honestly, kind of step away from
you gotta
comments when it comes to analysis.
You gotta just not read the comments. A lot of folks upset that you posited that there may be gotcha elements in that game.
Well, I think the idea is it's Xenoblade 2 version of
that's
gotcha.
What I agree with.
Yeah.
I think that there will be gotcha. I think it's Xenoblade 2 gotcha, and I think people just read gotcha and think, oh no, microtransactions, and no, it's still kind of a grindy, annoying thing. I still don't have Cosmos. Damn you, Nintendo! But
the thing is, the thing is, even when you're like really passionate about the game you're analyzing, and this isn't quite the same as an analysis, but like even when you're really passionate about the game you're doing a really deep dive video on, it's still exhausting. And I'm reminded of when I did that Smash character reveal trailer music analysis for GX back in the day, where I like basically sourced every song from every Smash Ultimate character reveal trailer. I thought it was going to be so fun because I love video game music, and it was fun. But I was still exhausted and wanted to be done so badly by the time I was done.
Imagine.
It was, and of course, and then when I woke up the next morning after I posted it, one of the first comments was, well, the version of Vampire Killer in Simon's reveal trailer is actually ever so slightly different than whatever. And I'm like, damn it, because I listened to it over and over again, and there was a slight difference. And of course, I was getting roasted for it.
That's when you just reply with no.
And just the thing is, the thing that those people don't realize, and you have to remind yourself, is you spent hours looking over all this, and you have it easily presentable to them, so that they can just look at it and see another step. You get so into the weeds with a lot of analysis that you'll just miss things. I've done things where I'm so short of something, and get to the editing portion of the analysis and have a better, like a renewed look at it, and be like, oh, I'm completely wrong on this. I need to change my script.
Oh, yeah. I remember I tried to write a script for an Animal Crossing analysis for New Horizons, and I got maybe like 5 pages in, and I was like, I'm not doing this. This is a lot. I was like, I mean, I don't have time for this.
yeah. Even now, like as you guys said, there are things I can look at the video over again and be like, oh, I should have mentioned this or that. But I mean, that's what's going to happen, and the comments come with the territory. That's fine. But the main thing is that I wanted to just make something. I want to be very genuine about it because I love Fire Emblem series, and there was a lot there I could comment about. So. I don't know. It's a learning process.
It's a great video, man. Don't let comments get you down. You did great, and you're gonna feel that way. There's always something, like in hindsight, there's always something you could add to any video you make. Like every single time I make a video, once it's out the door, I'm like, oh man, I could have talked about this. So
the only reason it's a great video is because a lot of it was just taking inspiration from what Derek used to do and following that kind of template. So thank you, Derek, for setting an example that I could follow on.
You're very welcome for that. Yeah, there's a lot of analysis out there right now. It's like back when I first started, there was not as much, and now it's a very crowded market.
I'm loving the love I'm feeling here, but we gotta throw it to the man who traded his analysis machine for a time machine. Derek, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I am been preparing for my birthday tomorrow.
Hell yeah!
I don't make a birthday.
Oh, yeah, happy almost birthday, man.
I don't really usually make it a point of doing much for my birthday. Usually it's just like whatever type of thing for me. Like I'll have a little something with family, and that's about it. Don't really get too concerned because, I'm older type thing.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for this. But I had meant to do a subathon on my personal Twitch over the summer, and I just missed a chance on it because I was working so hard on the Xenoblade retrospective. And so I decided to make it this month, and it just happened to fall like perfectly on my birthday. So starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, I will be streaming Metroid Dread's Dread mode for the first time. I've only just unlocked it the other day because I didn't realize you had to beat hard mode to unlock it.
Ooh.
And the basic idea is I'm going for a guaranteed 4 hours. And for every 100 bits I get, that's more time added to the clock for the max of 12 hours in total for that day. If it is more than that, I will make a second day out of this. But then there's also fun things for subbing, which include dressing up, and grab it here. Bought it off the internet, but I'm not going to pull it out yet. I got myself a Zero suit.
Oh my god!
Wow.
If you get enough have enough subs during that stream, I will don the Zero suit.
I just want to point out that during our subathon, it was implied that Derek is a powerfully hairy man. And seeing him in a Zero suit.
This should cover it up mostly, so hopefully.
I love how Daniel's camera pieced out there for a second. He was like, nope.
Yeah, he's like, nope.
Nope, right the fuck out.
It's having issues. I'm sorry, guys.
Couldn't deal with that level of thirst.
There's a lot of spiciness here on GVG, but Derek in a Zero suit, that's where you draw the line.
I will, you know what? I'm just going to say, if you're free tomorrow, help me, because I will be in there, and I will sub, because I want to see Derek in a Zero suit. Head over
I'm
to
not changing
Twitch.
On camera. I'm going to go behind the curtain.
Oh, I don't care. I just, the out of context clips will flow like wine. I need this.
I know. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'll definitely try to dip in, and I want to contribute some bits myself, because I want to see you in a Zero suit too, man. This has been one of my long-held secret dreams. And now it could actually happen.
Oh god,
it's coming true.
Right?
Yeah, Amy's
you can
been
make it happen.
very helpful. She's made a bunch of new emotes for me to have as unlocks. She made a Metroid beanie that I showed you guys before. I'm not going to show it on here because that's just fun. It's a surprise. But have that as one of them. And I'm using one of Amy's blonde wigs. So I am going full Zero suit.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love this. So yeah, go show Derek some love tomorrow. What time does that start?
We'll see how much I die in dread mode, because even hard mode, I'm going through hard mode. Like every hit I take, I'm like, oh god, dread mode's gonna be rough.
What
Have
time do you start?
Attempted it? Or,
I haven't
10 a.m.
yet.
Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern. I won't be there at the beginning because that is straight up 7 in the morning for me. But I will pop in.
I decided, it made sense to me to go from 10 to 10 if I go that way.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good time. Nintendo and everybody else starting their good gaming content at 7 in the morning.
Seriously, right?
All right,
get those East Coast hours.
Really quickly, I do want to answer Facility Hughes' question in our YouTube chat, asking, "Do we have a Discord?" I can't tell what that live chat is on screen. That is indeed our live audience chat in our Discord, and that is all done through our Patreon. If you head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming, you can get into our amazing Discord community for just $1. And that's not just to buy you into the community. That's just to ward off all the trolls. You don't have to keep paying $1 to stay in the community. But yes, we do have a Discord, but it is exclusive to our patrons. But the live audience tier, which is what you're seeing on screen, is our $5 tier on our Patreon. So just so you know, that's what's going on there. Head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming if that interests you.
Yeah, there's a ton of channels by default, but some channels are locked behind additional tiers, like the live audience one that you're seing right now. But yeah, patreon.com/gvgaming, lots of cool stuff over there. Exclusive merch too. Always mention that. Anyway, we've got a lot of show to get to. We've got Street Fighter. I think a Monarch died somewhere. Lots of stuff. It was a busy week. But before we do that, we have 2 sponsors for this episode. As is customary here on GVGcast, we are sponsored by The Game Orb. The Game Orb is a YouTube channel that brings commentary and gameplay footage from the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X game systems. While games like Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu can be seen on the channel, along with others, The Game Orb will also now be adding Splatoon 3, Super Mario Sunshine, and Fall Guys to the gaming collection. So be sure to subscribe to The Game Orb at the link in the description below. And that's not all. We actually got to meet with Eddie, the Game Orb, at PAX West this year. Ash, Daniel, Brandon, who isn't here, and I got a chance to meet with him, say hi, and he recorded his own experience at PAX so that you could visit it through his eyes. A link to that video is also down in the description. Please go ahead and check it out. Game Orb has been sponsoring us since the very beginning, which is coming up on nearly 2 whole years. That's hard to believe.
Yes.
Wow. So thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. And go sub, go watch his PAX West visit. PAX was a lot of fun this year. You can see our stuff on the channel if you haven't seen it already, but please go watch his. Our second sponsor for this episode is new. Joined during our subathon. Thank you so much to Azran127 for also sponsoring this episode of GVGcast. And rather than doing an ad spot, he requested that we do a game segment. And I'm kind of excited for this. So we're going to do a little mini What's That Track segment right here on GVGcast. The way it's going to work is we have 3 tracks from Azran's channel. And the 3 of you, Daniel, Ash, and Derek, are going to have to guess. Being the host and the least musically inclined, I don't have to guess, and I'm thrilled for that. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to swap my mic out for you guys to be able to hear the tracks that I'm going to play, and then I will come back, and once the track is done, if you've got an idea, we'll give it about 30 seconds, and then if nobody gets the answer, I'll just give you the answer, and we'll move on. But we'll see who's music knowledge reigns supreme. I'm sorry.
So how we buzzing in?
I'm just gonna have you guys blurt it out.
Blurt it out. All right, cool.
I don't have a buzzer. That's a bit much. we're doing like bargain bin WTT today.
Okay,
all right.
There we go.
Let me switch my audio so that you guys will hear the music I'm about to play. Let's see here. I believe that's the one I've got to play. The audience can hear me. You guys can't. Anyway, audience.
Well,
now
definitely muted.
Now say bad things. All right. We are going to play.
Poyo!
I believe he's getting. There we go.
Oh, I thought that was the music. I'm like, wait, is it just a Poyo song?
Creative KV asked if I said or asked someone to scream Poyo, so I did. Still hear nothing.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything yet. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
And this is why I've never appeared on What's That Track, because I have no clue.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I wish I could ask Steve if you can hear it again.
I can play it again. Would you like me to play it again?
Yeah, let's play it one more time.
Just one more.
I am going to give you one more. Let me switch back.
I know what this is.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this the overworld theme, the first overworld theme from Final Fantasy Adventure?
Let me take a look, because I don't know either.
I can't remember the
Final
name,
Fantasy Adventure.
Final Fantasy Adventure.
First overworld theme. Ash got it. That's 1 point for Ash. Wow, that was
you did.
On the nose.
Of course you did.
Nice.
Wow.
Deeply impressive.
And we should mention these are remixes by Azran.
Yes. This is original music by Azran, but that's impressive, Ash. I
thought I like heard like a ghost of a melody that I recognized. I'm like da 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 da. I'm like, what is that? That's why I asked to hear it one more time.
I've only played Adventure once, so I don't have the music like ingrained in me.
I love that game so much.
It was really good.
Yeah, it is a good game. I need to play it again, but it's been a long time. I played it on an emulator way back in the day. Yes. All right. Are y'all ready for track number 2?
Ready.
Yes.
Okay,
go for it.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. I just looked up the name of this one. There's no way in hell I would ever get it. Not even a remote chance.
I want to say like maybe it's Octopath Traveler or something. One of the boss themes.
You are
I don't know
way off.
Okay, yeah, I really don't know.
Unless I have
Castlevania vibes to it, but I don't think it's Castlevania. I think it's like remixed into more Castlevania.
Maybe the instruments used.
I will tell you, you guys aren't even remotely close.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Let's hear it one more time.
All right. Let me switch back and I'll play it for you one more.
Huh.
God, I feel like I am on the cusp of it.
You're not.
You're
just not.
I got nothing.
Something like this. Man, I don't know.
All right. Do you guys want me to tell you?
Yes.
According to the key, and I can't hear the song, and I wouldn't be able to recognize it. Supposedly, this is from SpongeBob SquarePants: Battle for Bikini Bottom, and the track is the Flying Dutchman's Graveyard.
Fair.
So
I
guess
never.
I've played that game, but I
okay.
didn't find the music to be that memorable. So
I guess Derek was kind of close with Castlevania. Like I said, no one was even in the right ballpark. All right. We have one final track. So far, Ash is in the lead with 1 point, and everybody struck out on song 2. Let's give this final one a shot. Once I remember how to switch my audio. There we go. All right, we are playing the last song of this segment in 3, 2, 1.
Man.
All right, there it was.
That's so familiar.
Derek should be able to get this. That's the hint I will give. That based on previous TNT episodes, I would say that Derek would be in a good position to get this.
Really?
Yes. It's a series that I know for a fact Derek has substantial experience with.
Let's hear it one more time.
All right, let me.
Yeah, last time. It's Kingdom Hearts, but I don't know which track.
You know what?
It's Kingdom. It's definitely Kingdom Hearts, but I forget which track it is.
I think I don't know the track name. I can't say exactly where it plays, but this might be from the Great Ace Attorney.
Ooh, Ash has the game right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can hear the song in my head.
It had a very KH tone to it, like remix to it.
I thought for sure because we went through a period where Derek was like powering through those games that he would key in on it. But all right, I will throw it out there. Ash, you're correct. It's from the Great Ace Attorney. Apparently, according to Azrian, this track appears in both the first and second game, and the title of the track is Barak von Zeke's Reaper of the Old Bailey.
Oh, okay. That explains why I was getting tones of
So I was technically kind of wrong because I said Great Ace Attorney 1 specifically. It was from both games, so I kind of feel like I only have.
Well, I mean, regardless, Ash, you're our winner with
still got
1
it.
point.
I mean,
1
it's in
point.
the
I'll
game.
give you 1.5 points.
Fair enough.
All
Azran
right.
is incredibly musically talented, as you can tell, by the way, everyone.
Yes. Thank you so much, Azran, for sponsoring this episode of GVGcast, and we've got a few more fun sponsored spots to come later on. Not in this show, but throughout the month. If you want to find out more about how you can sponsor an episode of GVGcast, patreon.com/GVGaming. It's the one all the way at the bottom. Anyway, we've got a hell of a lot of show to get to. Thank you to both the Game Orb and Azran. But before we hop full on into the show, we do have quite a few super chats. I'm going to read a couple, then we'll just move on. Our first one, which has scrolled partially off screen, so I'm sorry I can't read who sent it. But the question with a $2 super chat is Piccolo from Dragon Ball versus Magus from Chrono Trigger. And I almost tried to kickstart this debate before the show because I was really excited. And I've come around in my thinking on this. So Dragon Ball characters and Magic don't traditionally get along. But after Superhero, Piccolo is like ridiculously powerful. And so I feel like even if Magus could stop him, I don't know that Magus could hurt him.
I would definitely go Piccolo all the way because even before Superhero, Piccolo was on par with the Super Saiyan. And Frieza was on par with the Super Saiyan. And Frieza destroyed a planet.
That's fair.
So Piccolo can destroy a planet. Magus couldn't even stop Lavos.
Oh, that's a good point.
Piccolo
Yeah, obviously I'm going to be biased toward Chrono Trigger here, but I have to agree with you, Derek. Like, I haven't watched all the movies. I don't know the true extent of Piccolo's power, but I do know that Magus, while he's incredibly powerful, and can do crazy damage. He's a little bit squishy, and as you said, he got his ass beat by Lavos, and Piccolo seemingly has done more feats than that. Yeah, so there you go. So I think I got to give it to Piccolo, even though I'm biased toward Chrono Trigger.
We're all giving it to Piccolo then. Yeah.
It's the Piccolo show today. Thank you so much for the question for the super chat. Following that up, Jaden Buck with $5 says Crazy Question Fridays, Crazy Question number 51. We're one away from like the anniversary of Crazy Question Fridays at this point.
That's crazy.
Which of the other GVG members are you best at doing an impression of?
Ooh.
I don't think I can do an impression of anyone.
Yeah, I've never even thought about that.
I've never tried.
Yeah.
Certainly not John. I think John would be the one I'd be worst at. I might be able to do Daniel.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hey there, everyone. John.
I got to get my voice down deep and just go, hello.
Yeah, Daniel has a really deep voice. I don't know that, like, his cadence would be easy to imitate, but not his actual, like, tone
Daniel
of
to me is
voice.
just,
Yeah. I'm the only one that'd be able to compete with John for deep voices.
I would
just always really mellow to me. Hey guys, how's it going? Have you checked out my new Fire Emblem Engage video yet? It's really
great. He sounds like Shadow the Hedgehog.
More than that.
I know. Ash is just doing Shadow.
It hurts. But no, I haven't even ever thought about doing. Yeah, like hey everyone, John here. I can't even get my voice down that low.
You sound like a
You
thug.
sound like John doing his American accent.
I know. I can't.
Yeah.
When he's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm walking over here."
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I could mimic anyone. Everybody has a unique and distinct. I think in terms of voice type, I would be closest to Ash because I could raise my voice a little bit and do that like very jubilant tone that you put on. During shows.
Jubilation! I'm so jubilant over here. Well, I'm just doing Sonic right now.
Sounds gross.
Yeah.
I don't want you to jubilate anywhere.
Please don't.
Yeah. Please stop jubilating. All right.
Oh no.
Oh god.
All right. Anyway, thank you, Jaden, for the question. I think we're all unique individuals and probably can't. Like I imagine one of these days we'll get into an argument and one of us will mockingly mimic the other, but it hasn't happened in 5+ years of us working together. So keep waiting. It'll
happen eventually.
Yeah, one of these days. Dr. Wolfstar with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, so excited. Proteus is coming to the Switch this Friday. The Switch needed a good arena shooter, and hopefully this will be that and a great Doom clone. I'm not familiar with Proteus at all.
I've not heard of this.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just saw in the chat that Freedom Planet 2 just hit PC this week, and that got no fanfare. I've seen nobody talking about it.
There was so much news this week.
So excited about it, but it couldn't have come out in the worst week in terms of visibility.
Yeah, for real. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'll check out Proteus. I don't know anything about it.
There's an indie game called Proteus that I really like, but it's a different one. It's like this lo-fi game about wandering around an island until it disappears. It's like an hour long, and I like that, and I played it, but it's clearly not the same Proteus that we're talking about now. So
yeah clearly. Following that up, we have Master of Hamsters with $2 who just says, it's been a rough week, so I'm glad to be here. Well, we're glad you're here.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
It has been a rough week for some folks. So one of us in particular.
Oh yeah.
All right, and to cut things off for now, Cutie Caitlin with $10, thank you so much, says, had a rough day at work, but now it's vibe time with some Mike Harder lemonade drinks. Trans rights all day. I love you all. Hell yeah, I'm wearing my Pride band for you today, Caitlin. So
I saw Caitlin on Twitter had something happen on Splatoon that made him uninstall the game.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
If I had to guess, because I wonder if what happened to them happened to Amy's daughter, because she got to the secret level in Splatoon 3, which is a marathon of a thing, and there's like very few checkpoints. And if you leave, you have to start all the way back. Well, she got to the final section of it, was working to do all that. And then the Switch had a system error and it shut down.
Oh,
and she had to start over all the way from the beginning. And she was in literal tears, breaking down. And I saw Caitlin talk about that. I was like, I wonder if the same thing happened, because I can imagine having that happen. Be like, nope, done with this game.
Yeah. I just did that myself just the other night, and I can't imagine having to do that whole thing over again from the beginning when you reach the very end.
I hadn't reached it myself in my own playthrough yet, but I had helped her out. Played through it a little early, got her at least to close to it so she could take over the rest, because I think it's the first part that definitely makes her the most frustrated. The others after that aren't as bad for her.
I would say that for me, the second part was my least favorite by a wide margin. I did not enjoy I don't want to go into spoiler territory because Splatoon 3 is so new, but the on rails segment really bugged me.
I was very proud because I did the infamous on rails segment last night and did it in the first try.
Nice.
The one where you have to use the you can use the TriCaster.
You got it. Tri-stringer.
TriStringer, yes, and did it in one shot. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Everybody's talking it up. I'm like, well, I'll try it with the TriCaster, see how I do, because it is the recommended one, and nailed it. I'm like, oh, cool.
Took me more than one try, that's for sure.
Same.
I haven't gotten that far yet, but I've been having an amazing time with Splatoon 3 single player mode, and I just last night hit my first weapons plus mission combination where I'm like, how the hell do I do this? And it's in Site 3. It's called Conveyor Belt Tightening, and one of the weapons you have to do is the Flingzo Roller, and I cannot figure out for the fucking life of me how to do it with that weapon.
Are you trying to 100% like every weapon combo?
Well, just the ones that they, how some stages will have like 3 weapons that you can do it.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do all 3 of them.
No, you don't.
You don't need to. I just want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't do anything with the Flingzo Roller. Screw that.
But
I used the Flingzo Roller and did it because I typically go for the extra power eggs.
Man, I don't know how to do that mission with the roller, but I'll keep chipping away at it. But yeah, no, I know you don't need to do 100%, of course.
Okay, I was like, there might be a bonus for doing that. I honestly don't know, because there was like stuff you could get in for doing all weapons in the Splatoon 2, but
yeah, the biggest hang up for me was that I didn't realize that there was a secret level, and I didn't realize that you had to do all of the optional like levels to get the secret level, so I was like, I had to go back after I beat the game and find all the ones that I'd missed, which was that to me was the most tedious part, was just finding them, because I was like, I opened a new location and I have enough eggs, forget it, I'll just go. But
I got to do all of it.
I will say without there's a discussion to be had once we've all beat the game, but it was my favorite campaign to date. I really
I'm hoping to try to beat it tonight. Real quick, I'm going to skip ahead on it just because it applies to what we're talking about.
Yeah, of course.
We move on. But Cutie Caitlin with another $5 saying it was the secret level and it crashed at the end of the final section.
Oh no!
I had a feeling. So I DoorDash sushi as a coping mechanism. That's a good coping mechanism.
That is good.
Very fitting.
Solid coping.
If you can't beat him, eat him.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Oh no. I'm not going to say what that reminds me of.
Oh boy!
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly where your mind went. No.
Yep. Okay.
Oh yeah. Anyways,
saucy.
Just one other real quick thing before we move on. For Daniel's camera, his setup, his new setup has him with his phone. It has him being a little delayed, so he can't really. He's just gonna fall behind a little
I do have good news on that front. Our pals at Aver Media will be sending Daniel a camera next week. So.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah,
I found this out live, everybody.
He did. I didn't know.
Finally.
So. God. Yeah, our pals at Aver Media learned of Daniel's camera situation. They're like, we can fix that. So
they found out. Was it that bad?
I might have tapped him on the shoulder.
Oh,
I'm like, look at this.
Yeah, I noticed before I reset right now. I was literally a minute delayed compared to what I was talking earlier in this conversation. Right now, it's a little bit better. But wow, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
So guys at Aver Media.
Yeah, we're gonna get you fixed up. But so let's talk a little bit about news that happened this week. There was a lot, and I think I'm in the host chair, Ash. So I'm gonna talk about Street Fighter.
Dude, I welcome it. Let's do it. I can't wait.
So I slept through it, but Capcom had an early ass TGS presentation, and I believe they dropped quite a bit of Street Fighter footage, right? As well as news of an open beta or a closed beta.
Closed beta, yes. They officially showed off the 4 more fighters: Dalzim, Ken, I'm blanking all of a sudden, Honda and Blanca.
Yeah.
And then in the follow-up trailer, they just did a straight up, like, they didn't officially show them off, but here's your starting lineup of 18 characters.
Which I love. This game is coming together so well now. And it looks so much better than 5 did, which I honestly thought at the beginning that this was going to be terrible.
It had a poor first showing, but man, they've come back hard.
They really have. And the thing that kind of shocks me is that this game feels like it's really, really close to completion and that it doesn't need the amount of time Capcom is giving it pre-release. I want this now. Like, I'm ready for this.
Dude, me
Seriously.
too. I don't think I've always been a Street Fighter fan, but I don't think I've ever been as hyped as I am pre-release for a new Street Fighter game as I am right now. Like,
I can confirm that is
wait for this game.
Yeah, I can confirm that is not me. Right, that has never been me before. I rented Street Fighter 4 when it first came out, and then I think it was Super Street Fighter 4. Didn't get any of the other later versions because I was like, oh, I'm not buying this game again. But still really enjoyed my time with it. But man, I do got to do a quick shout out here because I found this out and I almost didn't believe it at first. So for those of you who are aware of my Metroid movie, I cast actors to do some very limited voice acting in that. One of them was one Luis Bermudez, who is now who voiced Ridley in my video, and is now voicing Blanca in this game,
Which is so cool.
So cool, dude.
Yeah, that is congratulations to him because that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and Blanca's design in this
really
game looks sick. Like, I really like how he's a far more realistic representation of Blanca than I think I'm used to seeing, but I really, really like it. And I love the fact that he's back in his original Street Fighter 2 stage in 6.
And I love how his doll
overalls.
is part of his kit too. Like, his doll is actually part of his kit now, which is so cool. And then we got Punished Ken, man. Like, Ken's really been going through it, which is also what the name for today's episode came from. He's been framed. Our boy Ken's been framed for crimes he
he's
didn't
not
commit.
going through a divorce. He's just been framed. That's much better.
Yeah, exactly. But Ken looks so much better here than he did in Street Fighter V, and I'm just so happy that Ken's always been one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, and I'm glad that he looks properly badass here in Street Fighter 6. Like, I liked 5 enough. I know you didn't, Steve. I liked it enough, but Ken always looked bad at it. Always did. And he's back now, properly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, though, my favorite character that I've seen on the roster so far is Kimberly. I think they did a really amazing job with her. I don't... Was it you, Derek, that posted in our Discord about Imran's Resetera?
I believe it was Ash.
Oh, okay.
That was me, yeah. It's really cool. Yeah, I posted a link. Actually, yeah, this is reported by our friend Imran. But basically, Kimberly her design was brought together from Capcom consulting with and talking to Black members of the development team about her design. Like, they actually went to the source, which is what they should be doing all along, and it resulted in this incredible character design. And like you, Steve, Kimberly's my favorite so far. I cannot love her design enough, and I can't wait to play as her.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what her playstyle's like, and it looks like they incorporate graffiti in some way. She wears a Walkman, which I think is really cool. Like, she just has cassette tapes. But she looks just like
she's super into 80s music and 80s pop culture, which I love.
Yeah, she would have fit in of all the new Street Fighter characters I've seen, and I say new, but I'm counting like from 2 onward. I would say she to me feels the most like one that would have fit in with the original World Warriors back in the mid 90s. Oh, yeah. I think she would have been an excellent like OG Street Fighter character. But yeah, 6 is looking great. I think that's no longer a surprise to most people.
Nope. I cannot wait till they officially show off Cammy.
Yes.
Me too.
Because I was in Street Fighter 4. It was Ibuki, Cammy, and Juri.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are my characters.
Juri looks cool in this game too. Like, I really like her design for this game.
Have you seen what happens if she gets a perfect against Chun-Li?
No, what happens?
She mocks Chun-Li by doing her win animation from Street Fighter 2.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's so good.
It is.
I love that. Capcom has always been really bad about character-specific intros and win quotes. So it's really cool to see them actually do some. Because I think the most personality I ever saw in a Capcom fighting game was in Capcom vs. SNK, where they had unique interactions between, like, you know, Ken and Terry Bogard or Ryu and Ryo Sakazaki and stuff like that. So I'm happy to see they're actually bringing that back for Street Fighter 6. That is hype. I like that.
Has a lot of personality.
Oh, and Steve, I'm sure you caught this.
I'm
good.
putting it in live audience, but here's a Twitter link to the GIF.
Oh, I've got to see it. Let's take a quick look.
It's
so
good.
Steve, I'm sure you caught this.
Yes,
as well.
it has to be a perfect when to get this. But
yes. I gotta play this video one second.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry, Ash.
That's so good.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That is so good.
That is like
it.
an amazing like passive diss on the other player. I love that.
I mean, how else would you do it for
in the
for
callback.
perfect? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like Luke when Luke specifically taunts Ryu, he does these like
Hadouken.
He just makes fun of him doing Hadoukens. And it's
That's
just like
pretty
I
funny.
love those character specific like digs. It's so good. But Steve, what I was going to say is I'm sure you caught this too, but Ken's win pose in Street Fighter 6 is like a slightly modified version of his win screen from Street Fighter 3, I think Second Impact.
Oh yeah.
Or-
the
Yeah. It's so with like the view going up from the ground. It's so cool. There's so much fan service in this game.
It looks amazing, and I like I will say ironically though, because I don't want to just say nice things. You have to sprinkle a little salt on things sometimes. I don't like Ryu's design in this game of all, and he's like my favorite
really?
character. But I just think,
I like that he's taken a little bit after Goken.
I think it's interesting, but I'm not a big fan of like super buff Ryu, and I think that they make him just a little bit bulkier every single game. And I'm like,
he just gets wider and wider every game.
yeah.
Soon
he's just gonna be Big Chungus. Like, we need 3 more games and that's it. But which also, I hope Big Chungus comes to multiverses. I heard that's gonna be a thing. I hope that happens.
God, of course it is.
Oh, Mike in our YouTube chat, I completely agree with you. Ken's sit down and shut up on his critical art is perfect. I do love that.
I need to see the footage. I definitely need to see the footage of the game in motion. I know they dropped like 20 minutes of Ryu footage. Or Ken footage, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll have to check it out. But, yeah, game's looking really good. Before we move on to our next discussion topic, I'm going to read out a few more of these Super Chats because we did get a few that, you know, are very generous. So, starting with Rec BCQ with $2. Thank you so much. He says, was advertising GVG hard earlier to my friend. And phrasing, Rec. Phrasing. Anyway,
Appreciated.
But we appreciate it. I hope you weren't doing it too hard. Anyway, hey, it's Dingo with $2. Says, get a baby Metroid costume for Kai, which is objectively adorable.
That is
I will say one of the sub goals is me. I will pose with a picture with Kai with me wearing the Zero suit and costume, and Kai with the Metroid beanie on to get as much of a cosplay as I can pull off.
Nice.
That's cute.
Baby.
I dressed my baby up as a Pikmin when she was very little. Like, I bought a little Pikmin hat and a pink onesie.
That's adorable.
I need to find that photo. I'll dig that up. But anyway, Jacob Tucker with $2. Thank you so much. Says, matching Zero suit for Amy, please. I feel like Amy would look better in it than Derek.
I mean,
yeah,
she
absolutely
well.
would. I had to go for the largest size they had. I was like, this suit would not look as good as on her.
I'm sure Amy would not mind if you got a smaller size.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. That's yeah. Anyway, Black Ninja with $2 says, hey all, thoughts for Sonic Frontiers start versus now. Wow, that game is coming together.
It sure seems like
it's sort of not quite as fast as Street Fighter 6 did, but man, it is really starting to look interesting and has potential.
Yeah.
That was a rough first showing, but slowly they're starting to kick off a lot of interest in the game, I believe.
I'm still not out of the cautiously optimistic phase, but I'm feeling a lot better about it now than I did when it was first revealed. I mean, regardless, I'm playing it. I love Sonic. You know, I've been with Sonic through his worst games and his best. I just hope this is one of his better ones. But I'm definitely feeling better about it. So
agreed.
Apparently, they've been playtesting it since like every 2 months during the development because they just really want to make it as good as possible. And I love that the Sonic Twitter even shouted out like, "Hey, Sakurai, thanks for checking out the demo at TGS."
Right. Yeah,
and
go ahead, Ash.
I was saying, and they randomly dropped both the main theme and the ending theme for Sonic Frontiers just over the last week, and neither one is Crush 40, and that's a bit of a bummer, but both are exactly the kind of 90s edgy butt rock bangers you would hope Sonic would have.
This is a shift right back to the edgy Sonic of Adventure.
Oh yeah, and I mean I am here for it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm gonna be perpetually in the state of cautiously optimistic when it comes to Sonic, but I'm looking forward to Frontiers.
That's a really good way to put it, Daniel. But yeah, I agree. The only thing I'll say is, Sega, I'm not mad at you, but I'm very disappointed that you showed it at literally every show that has happened except PAX. The one we went to is the one you skipped with Sonic.
They had to shut down the line at TGS. It was so popular, people wanted to check it out. And that's in Japan, where Sonic does not typically do as well as the West.
Yeah, all I can say is from industry folks who were working at PAX, I heard universal disappointment at Sega's booth. Like,
yeah.
Oh, really?
Because they were like, Sega's here, and they brought Total War. What the hell? They're like, where's
all
Sonic?
They had.
Yeah, just one game. And there was so little interest in their booth that on Monday, the last day of the show, they were literally just handing out the swag they had. They're like, please take it home with you. Just someone take this stuff.
Yeah, which is sad because they have the Like a Dragon stuff.
Yeah, but they didn't have any of that there. It was just Total War. I was like, you had so many games ready. You could have shown any of these.
I mean, Sonic Frontiers is ready for at least demoing, and it would have been the perfect place to show it off. I don't get Sega sometimes.
Whatever. We're all gonna play it, and they know that. All right, moving on. Aramis Baramis with $50. Thank you so much. Just says, hope you get a safe recovery, Ash. Really feel for you. Which, man, thank you. That's really kind.
Thank you very much for all of your generosity and for the kind words. I'm on the mend. I'm just resting and recuperating, but I'll be back to full power soon.
Nice. And since they're topical, I'm going to read two more and then we'll move on. Alan Wilkinson with £2 says, does SF6 Ken have He-Man's haircut? And
he kind of does.
Yeah, he does.
I can see it.
But I'll take that over banana hair. So
yes. Ken looks so much better. It's just a vast improvement.
So much over banana hair and his bacon flame effects. That was legendary.
Yeah, Capcom really shouldn't have outsourced their modeling as much as they did for 5. Finally, wrapping up this segment, Julian Hobbs with a $5 super chat says, fun fact, Ken in Street Fighter 6 is voiced by David Matronga, Todoroki from My Hero Academia, and Bertholdt from Attack on Titan. I don't watch MHA in English, but I know the voice acting is really good. I've heard it's excellent.
It's a good voice. It's a good voice.
And the really cool part of that is that he replaced Ruben Langdon, who is quite problematic as the voice of the former voice of Ken and still current voice of Dante. So to have Ruben replaced with somebody who is hopefully a lot less problematic is really nice to hear.
It is kind of funny that Ken looks like he's slowly becoming Dante. Like, if you changed his hair color and gave him a beard and a different outfit, he'd be Dante.
They both wear red, so why not?
There you go. All right. I want to move on to segments that we picked from our audience. For those of you that don't know, our producers and above get to submit topics for us to discuss right here on GVGcast each and every Friday. You can find out more at patreon.com/GVgaming. But I'm going to go ahead and start randomly with Derek. What is your topic for this week, my friend?
Well, my topic this week is from Jason Uloa, who says, more and more franchises are getting open worlds. What franchise would you like to see get its first open world game?
Ooh.
And that's a really interesting one. Honestly, I was like, so to get everything ready, I was like, all right, I forgot to actually come up with an answer. But of course, my first thought is always Kirby. Like Kirby.
Damn it, that was my answer. Shit.
Get that warp star going all around.
Boyo.
Yeah.
No, I love that idea, Derek. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Kirby in open world would kind of work. It'd be fun to see how he traversed. I'm looking around like what other games would be interesting to have an open world. I'd say Kingdom Hearts, but you can't really do it with their setup. That's the thing.
No.
Yeah.
All the separations. Looking through, what else would be a really good one?
Not that it has to be. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was thinking, I don't know how often anyone's ever thought about this, but if it was a Donkey Kong open world game, the settings are kind of just set there to be what it is, and I kind of think he would be perfect for forms of traversal. Like you could just be swinging on vines, like you're swinging like Spider-Man throughout New York. You could potentially like switch to different characters. Kind of, I keep thinking back to Donkey Kong 64 when I think about something open world, because then it has a little more variety in that sense. But yeah, that's something like that. And just, instead of quick travel, he could just have his barrel cannons going from place to place. I think you can incorporate a lot of open world elements to Donkey Kong if you wanted to really make that fit the aesthetic.
Well, I was going to say Kirby, but then Derek went with that first, which I totally get. It's a great idea. But my backup idea, not that I don't mean to keep it just with a Nintendo, but my mind went straight to Star Fox.
Yes,
like, I want to actually explore the Lilat system, have missions pop up.
There you go.
This this squadron needs help over on Titania, but maybe you're on Corneria at the time, and you take off. It's all in real time. You take off, go through the atmosphere, you're into space, set coordinates for Titania. You go take on the mission in real time. I want an open galaxy Star Fox game, man.
Hell yes. I pitched this idea on TNT like a year ago. I love this idea. I think at the time I was saying Ubisoft should make Hello Games should make Star Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, Starlink, right.
Yeah. So I
a tease for that.
Oh man, I would love for a talented dev to make a open universe Star Fox game. That would be amazing.
That would be pretty damn cool.
Just something else. What do you think about Mega Man Legends being an open world game, Ash? Do you think that would work well?
I think it could. I would just worry about, personally, open world games tend to kind of take a backseat with the story, and story is really important to me with Mega Man Legends. So that would be my only concern. But otherwise, I say, hell yeah, go for it.
I want a Mega Man
finding digs and whatnot. Okay, Ash. I mean, Steve.
I was going to say, I want a Mega Man Legends game where you play as evil Volnut, and you just like shake people down and kick pets and stuff like that. Like, I want it to be essentially a Yakuza game, but you play as evil Volnut.
I love that. Yeah.
Mega Man like a dragon.
Yeah, he's just drunk, like brawling with people in the street.
Mega Man like an asshole. Capcom, that one was free. Capcom, come on.
I would love it if they just announced that like tomorrow. They're like, well, Ash Paulson asked for it. So.
Exactly.
Real quick, Steve, before we move on to the next one, Gamer 1288 brings up a good point. We never got your thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom because you weren't here to react to that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I even like was thinking about that. I was like, damn, that's why Nintendo didn't broadcast the direct. That name is too on the nose. Tears of the Kingdom looks incredible. Like I can't wait. I was looking at the trailer. I've watched the trailer probably like 100 times now, and it seems exactly like the kind of weird ass Zelda that I've been hoping it to be. Like even the logo, like the Master Sword being broken, and then it's like a weird like energy sword for the second half of it. I was like, yes, this Zelda is going to be off the wall strange. Like, and just everything going backwards up into the sky. I still think that the Tears of the Kingdom is some weird like time reversal mechanic, and that, without going too far into spoilers, if you've played Skyward Sword, you know the origins of Hyrule Kingdom, essentially. And so I think it's reverting to its origin, where it was originally. And I'm like, that is cool, and I like that, and Link gets jacked up. Like, I
like that idea.
I want to know a lot more about how Link ends up the way he is in the early trailer that we saw, where, like, his clothes are tattered and his arms, like, black. Or has that weird like malicey stuff wrapped around. Like, I want to know what happened to Link, because this has to have that Metroidvania element of getting depowered at the beginning of the game.
Caitlin, stop! I have to not laugh at Caitlin in our live audience chat. Just said Link jacks into Ganon. Stop!
Jack in Malice.
Please. Oh my god! I can't laugh like that right now.
Lux Kita just gave me the weird their comment about gives me Ouroboros vibes with the whole snake thing around the logo.
Yeah, my wife mentioned that too.
True, but what if speaking of Skyward Sword, Steve, wouldn't it be something if it ends where it shows off that it's just time is cyclical, where it ends where Skyward Sword begins, and that's
I think
that would be damn cool.
Tweeted
complete
something
circle for your timeline.
Loop.
Yep, I think I tweeted something to that effect when the trailer before this one came out. I said something like, "Watch this be about time being a flat circle," and this is like the origin of the origin, which would be really really cool, especially when you consider like if you've played Breath of the Wild, all the stuff that kind of subtly indicates that all the timelines have converged into Breath of the Wild. Which I gotta admit, that would be some almost Kojima level stuff coming out of Nintendo. They're like, we thought about the timeline and we made it as
Nintendo.
weird.
I don't think they would go that hard on it. At least
no, I don't.
Zelda team. The Splatoon team might with their storylines because
Oh yeah, no, I don't think Nintendo's gonna overtly mention it. I think it's gonna be like very obvious, but like a big wink to longtime fans. Like, hey, look at this! Everything's in the sky, man. Like, where have you seen that before?
I think my only like slight complaint in hindsight, and I realize beggars can't be choosers. It's great to finally have the name and the release date, but we've been waiting for this reveal for so long that I wish it had been tied to a trailer that was just a little bit more substantial, that had a little bit more to it. It just felt like it was a bit of a footnote for something we've been waiting for so long.
I had the same feeling, but then I thought about the litany of things I've said on this show and how hypocritical it would be for me to complain, because I remember John and I at one point were talking about Pokemon and how it was like, oh, I don't need to see anymore. I'm buying the game. Like, you guys sold me the game. I don't actually need to see anything else. And so I'm like, they didn't show me anything, but they also earned my $60 like a year ago when they announced the game.
There's still something we said about hype trailers, because we all remember the Switch presentation trailer for Breath of the Wild that had the amazing music that wasn't actually in the game, but was also just like, it was that holy crap, I need it now. Like like I was told before, but it's just like, bam, let's do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. That trailer is probably one of the greatest trailers of all time, in my opinion. Because the orchestral score in that trailer, like you're literally just hucking your debit card out the window. You're like, take it,
and then you never hear that song in the actual game, and it's like, come on, damn it.
Yeah,
No, that trailer is maybe the best trailer Nintendo's ever done.
Agreed. Agreed.
It's really really damn good.
Yeah. So yes, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm super excited. Totally get why with a name like that they didn't play it in the UK. But it's going to be an amazing game. Like I have no question about that. Had no question about it when they said it was a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and every trailer just further confirms for me. I will say, as a technical person, the one thing that I saw in the trailer that I haven't talked about is that it looks like it runs a lot smoother than the original, like a whole lot smoother, because you're seeing like big open world stuff happening. And I mean, I wouldn't say it looks like 60 FPS in the trailer, but it looks like a rock solid 30, which was not true for the original at all. So I'd be happy if it ran at like a smooth 30. If I think if we're going to get 60, then we're going to get a new Switch. Like, I don't think they can do it on the Switch that exists now. Anyway, yes.
Man. Stay tuned for Steve Bowling's full analysis on the Tears of the Kingdom trailer.
Yeah, I'm gonna get John Linneman and have him tell me exactly what internal resolution and frame rate that runs at.
There you go.
Anyway, I didn't get to answer your topic yet, and I'm gonna just go easy with it. Mario, like give me an open world Mario.
Sure.
They're so close, like they're flirting with it. I just want an actual, like, hey, you're outside of the princess's castle. Go wherever the hell you want. There's an ice world out in the distance. There's a fire world out here. There's one that's based on food, because there always is now. Just let me pick where I'm going to go. Yeah. I think that would be amazing. I think Nintendo is so good at building sandboxes for Mario. Just make it way bigger. All right. Let's go with Daniel. What was your topic for this week?
So my topic comes from Diogo Silva, who's asking, here's a good question for you, GVG crew. What game has a powerful meaning in your life in terms of its message? For me, it would have to be the original Xenoblade. As always, stay safe and hope your recovery is going good for you, Ash.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Yeah, hope you're going to feel better very soon. As far as this question goes, I was thinking, as far as in terms of a message, one of the first games that I ever played that really resonated with me as far as a message in the game, that would have to be Tales of Symphonia when it came out on the GameCube. That was one of the first, if not the first, like actual JRPG game that I ever played. And there's just a lot in there that I hadn't expected, and I didn't know a game could go into. Like a lot about the main character dealing with not just the world dying, but also like discrimination and people of different races and differences between people, and how he doesn't really care. The main character Lloyd doesn't really care about all that. It doesn't matter if you have like more than one father, who your father is, or what race are you, if you're an elf, a half elf, or whatever that you are. As long as you're a good person, you deserve a chance to just live the life that you want to. And there's a lot of that within the game that is constantly portrayed over and over. And it's just a good message. Just have faith in people, and that people will have faith in you. And that's a sort of overall message I've kind of held on to for a long time over the years.
Nice. I guess I'll take this for the next, just because you were talking about the concept of faith, and I'm not going to go too heavily into this because I don't want to avoid spoilers for people who haven't played this incredible game. But as y'all know, my second favorite game of all time is Okami, and not to get too much into inside baseball here, but personally, I'm a very secular person. I don't believe in God. I'm not religious. That's just not my thing. I don't begrudge people who do. It's just not for me personally. And I don't really understand the concept of faith in a higher power personally. But because of the themes of Okami and certain things that happen throughout the game, and just the general idea of it all, Okami makes a really beautiful argument for the concept of faith that I found very interesting and very arresting and surprising for somebody like me who is a skeptic. And so I was very surprised that Okami was able to kind of get through my skepticism and present to me an argument for a world where faith can be a beautiful thing. So again, I don't want to get too much further into it for spoilers, because everyone should play this game and not have it spoiled for them. But yes, those of you who know what I'm talking about or who have played Okami, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it always sticks with me, but I don't know why. For me, just renting a game, I've never had a game just stick with me as much as it did. Fragile Dreams on the Wii. I love that game, and it really delves into the concept of loneliness and attempting to empathize with people, but even with those people maybe not responding in the best way, and maybe empathy not being rewarded, and maybe still finding the reason to empathize and continue on and have that aspect of it. I don't know. There's something about that sense of it that just always stuck with me. I don't know if it's truly affected my life or anything like that, but it was just one of those things. For a long time, I was definitely a bit of a hermit, especially during the Wii era. So having a game sort of tie into that and continue on, encouraging to go out and find other people, that does kind of stick with you. I really want to find this game again and get it. That's a big regret of mine not to own it.
That is a really good game. I had a copy of Fragile and I lost it, and I hate that.
Oh no,
no!
It is a really excellent game, but you know what? I'm gonna go with recency bias on this one, and I'm gonna say Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Because
okay.
Please don't get into too much spoilers.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna say, if you've played the first hour of the game, that's all what I'm gonna talk about. It's just the idea that it teaches you about opposing viewpoints and how people, regardless of how you view someone, it conveys the idea that people that you might see as an enemy don't think that about themselves. They don't set out and go ha 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 ha, I'm going to do evil today. It's much more often that on their view of things that they believe that they're doing the right thing. And they, and so it's kind of interesting to see how people, you can build this view of someone that you know, and it's helpful in the sense that if you have to oppose someone in something, it's really easy for you to be like, oh, they're a bastard. Like they're setting out to do evil, awful things. But in reality, like they're, you know, their lives are as nuanced as ours, and they are doing what they believe is right for in their culture and for their people. And it's something that life has probably taught me quite a bit, but I think Xenoblade 3 articulates it in a way that's way easier for many more people to understand. And I like that about that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good one.
All right, so Ash, let's get your topic. What do you have on the docket for today?
All right, so my topic this week comes from Cat Evie Person 5, who asks, wasn't mentioned last week, but thoughts on the Pokemon trailer that came out recently. And as you all know, I'm a pretty casual Pokemon fan, so it's unusual for me to pick a Pokemon topic. However, and I think Derek probably already knows where I'm going with this, the Pokemon that were, or at least two of the Pokemon that were revealed in this new trailer, look basically like Mega Man character designs, specifically Mega Man Battle Network character designs. They look like they're cross. Yeah,
I had a feeling.
So I woke up. I slept through the trailer because I didn't get up to react to it. But when I woke up, I had all these pings on Twitter like, "Oh my God, Ash, have you seen? Oh my God, is Ash okay? Like, can you believe Pokemon?" I'm like, "What are we talking about?" And so I look at the trailer and I'm like, Jesus, these are like double soul forms for Mega Man.exe or cross forms or whatever. I'm talking, of course, about Ceruledge and Armor Rouge. And they just basically look like Mega Man Pokemon. And I love it. And Twitter erupted with love for Mega Man Battle Network. And like there were fans drawing crossover art between Pokemon and Battle Network. And for one day, Pokemon gave Battle Network a ton of love. And I loved it. And Ceruledge is one of my new favorite Pokemon already. This game, between Ceruledge and Armor Rouge, and now Fido, I can't deal with this game. I haven't been this excited for a new Pokemon game, you guys, in a long ass time.
Yeah, like, you gotta pick one though, because they're version exclusive. So which version are you gonna go?
Ceruledge is Violet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going Pokemon Violet. So Ceruledge, as much as
really, you're picking the Zero analog over the X analog. That's interesting.
I think it just looks cooler. I mean, it's blue, so there's that. You know, that kind of helps. But I don't know. I just think Ceruledge looks kind of cooler. I didn't think of them as X and Zero. I didn't think of them as X and Zero analogs. Now it's kind of giving me pause. Now I'm kind of thinking I might want to go the other way. But it's hard, right? Because again, Ceruledge is blue, and that reminds me of Mega Man. But either way, they all do.
I always buy the double pack, so if I don't like the one that I end up playing, I'll just switch.
And the thing is,
you just got to buy both.
Violet has the legendary I prefer too, though, Miraidon. So
you know, the thing I have to say about the legendaries is that I feel like they're emblematic of Nintendo. Like you expect them to be a certain way, and then they just take the most weird path forward with it. Like when I saw them running, I was like, you had it right there in the design. These guys are motorcycles, Nintendo. What is wrong with you? And they're like, no, man, they're gonna run. I was like, I can't handle you right now, Nintendo. This is everything I don't like about you wrapped up in a character.
To make it so my answer isn't completely about Mega Man, I also do like that this trailer revealed Team Star, the new evil team, and they look suitably ridiculous. They actually are kind of reminding me of Team Skull, which is my favorite evil team across all the Pokemon games. So,
yeah, student delinquents.
Yeah, I'm into it. So just as a whole, I haven't been this excited for a new Pokemon game in a long time, but then you got these Mega Man ass Pokemon. Oh man, I'm sold. You got me.
Mega Man ass Pokemon.
No. Mega Man ass Pokemon. It's important that
just keep saying it, Ash. It gets worse every time.
Exactly. Don't make me laugh.
Somebody's gonna draw a Mega Man ass Pokemon for you now.
Oh please don't. No, internet, don't do it.
I enjoyed the trailer. Yeah, it's cool to see more and more of what this game has to offer, and yeah, some fantastic designs across the board for a lot of these new Pokemon. And yeah, that's all it really is to say. Like I'm very much looking forward to playing them, and I want to see how they all come together as far as these different paths you can take. Like you can do the trainer path, do this other I forget the other ones, but yes, have these options, and that's definitely unique. I'm wondering if they can pull it off.
I'm definitely with you. I'm very excited for this new game. I think that it's inching ever closer to what I've been envisioning for Pokemon for the last like 20 years. I think just like a big open world 3D, like, you know, something with the production value of like a Zelda game, but Pokemon. I really want that. So, all right, thank you so much for the topics. There's one last one. I picked the softball. I'm just gonna admit it. But Becca's live asks, "It's Splatfest time. So, team gear, grub, or fun?" And of course, we're going to be doing something with the Splatfest, and I think we're all in on Team Fun, aren't we?
Yes,
I believe
that. I believe we ended up choosing Team Fun. I was split between Team Gear or Team Fun, so I was like, I'm not sure which way I'm going to go, but I think the team decided on Fun. Although, upon thinking about it more, I probably would have chosen Team Gear if we weren't trying to play together.
I was torn between Team Grub and Team Fun, but I think Team Fun kind of won out for me personally, so I was pleased when we all decided that we're joining Team Fun.
Yeah, I honestly didn't have a dog in this fight. I don't think it's a very... I don't understand why people would have to choose between gear, grub, or fun. It's not one of those ones that's like a logical set of 3 choices in my mind. But I feel like the vast majority of players are going to choose fun, which means that fun is much more likely to be the winning team in the middle of it. And last time we didn't get that. We were on one of the 2 losing teams, which was fun. But I'd like the experience of being the people just shoved into the middle of the map and having to defend from both sides.
Apparently it's rough, so...
Yeah. Oh, well, I can tell you from experience, when Ash and I played the last Splatfest, he ended up disconnecting, and I still was able to nuke the opposing team. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to be on that end of things and to have those kind of really tense matches. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So, Team Fun.
There you go.
Yep. Anyway, go ahead.
Really quick, Derek, just to provide a counterpoint to your Pokemon point. We were talking about Battle Network, and Mega Man uses sword arm ships all the time. So it doesn't have to be the Zero or the Proto Man analog. It can still be the Mega Man analog.
True, but when I saw them, my first thought was X and Zero.
No, for sure, I hear you.
Ash, I just want to point out that you had ample opportunity to say Mega Manalog, and you didn't even once.
Oh my God! Now I have to just go hang my head in shame for the rest of the night.
I hope you laugh really hard later about it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be sure to do that.
What a terrible.
I'm just kidding. Please don't find anything humorous.
I'm going to remember that from now on. Mega Manalog. I'm going to find a way to use that.
There you go. You know what you need to do, Ash? You need to make your own lo-fi remixes of Mega Man songs. Okay. Release an LP and call it Mega Manalog.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Get on it, music creators of the internet. That idea is free. You can just have it. Anyway, all right. Before we wrap up the show, we do have a few more super chats to read out before we head to our patron exclusive post show. Final plug, I promise. Patreon.com/GVGaming. You can find out how to join us for the post show. Anyway. Following on from our last super chat that we read, Majora's with $10, thank you so much, says Lily's design was also changed to be a bit more authentic to indigenous Mexican stuff versus the leaks. In regards to Breath of the Wild 2, I also see Mesoamerican, Aztec, etc. influences in many places. I'll clarify in a comment. And he says, as in a comment on, the VOD version of this. So if you're watching this after the fact, look down below. There's some information for you.
I think they also gave a bit more. Actually, an actual comment. I saw something, but it was definitely that has that Mesoamerican influence as it goes on.
You can see it visually in some of the Tears of the Kingdom stuff. I'm trying to break myself saying Breath of the Wild 2.
I found it because I did see it earlier. He said, they said the serpents on the logo, also the Zonai statues in Breath of the Wild 1, are based on Aztec serpent sculptures from the Templo Mayor complex in Mexico City. Spirals and cycles are big in Mesoamerican cosmology too.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
The Zonai are going to be a big part of this, I think, because there's like a section of the Faerun Woods that show the Zonai ruins, but you don't actually see them. You just kind of get hints of their existence, and now there's markings of all of their architecture in the sky. So at this point of the game, they're going to probably flesh out a lot more of that. And I know not a lot of people have looked into Breath of the Wild that deeply, but I'm really interested to see what we see of the Zonai in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that'll be
really
cool.
analysis.
Apparently, there are already mods that put what the fans have dubbed Zonai Link into Breath of the Wild 1. So that'll be interesting. I didn't know that he was colloquially dubbed as Zonai Link, but that's cool.
I didn't either.
Following that up, and thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, super excited for Tears of the Kingdom. I could probably do a whole show just about that. But Haza Baza, which is a new name to me. Welcome if you are new. With £1 79 pence, says, "Don't sleep on Freedom Planet 2. It's an indie gem."
I do not intend to. The original Freedom Planet is one of my favorite indie games ever, and it may have to wait till it gets a console release, but I have every intention of devouring Freedom Planet 2. I can't wait.
Yeah, I would probably wait for console myself as well. Black Ninja with a $2 absolutely savage super chat just says, "Guess Aonuma didn't lie about the Zelda title being a spoiler." Oof. No. What do you know, AG? What do you know? Also, please don't come after us. We saw what you did to Fanbyte. 112 with $5. By the way, that's a Fanbyte joke that they made, so I'm just repeating it. I just want to be clear because I don't know who did it. And props to whoever did it, but one of the final tweets from the Fanbyte account, while it was still managed by the wonderful people that work there, retweeted their meme about Elizabeth's death, like from the Cars movie, and they were like, "She came back from Cars hell and got all of us," which I was like, nice. I was like, "Good Lord,
that is pretty savage."
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, 112 with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, "To answer Ash's topic myself, Mega Man means so much to me because it showcases perseverance against all odds and rewards putting effort in to learn."
I think he meant Daniel's topic, but
yeah, yes. I think so.
Yeah.
But
thank you, 112.
Him equating you and all things Mega Man is not a very off-brand take.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. As expected.
Yeah. Let's see. Following that up, and thank you so much, 112. I hope I pronounce this correctly. I'm gonna say Vaibhav Lahoti.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I got that wrong, but I hope you steal Lahoti and use it for yourself at some point. Says, "Will Nintendo remaster F-Zero GX on the Switch?"
I wish.
I sure hope so. I would love that.
That game deserves it, and I will shout that from the top of the mountains. I want to see that game again in some shape or form.
Me too. Just a 1080p widescreen version of F-Zero GX. Hell,
it's already widescreen. It just needs to be 1080p.
True, it's already widescreen. Yeah, 1080p. Yeah, you're right.
I would take it. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it, which is unfortunate, but I would love for them to. Nintendo just doesn't seem super interested in revisiting their back catalog nearly as much as they should. They're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. All right, two more, and then we'll wrap up the show. Lizard 81288 with $5 says, "Which Capcom characters do you want to make with SF6's character creator mode? I'd love to try to make Captain Commando." That's a good question. I would probably try to make Jill Valentine, just because I loved her in MVC too.
Jill would be good.
I mean, if they do like Capcom character pieces of clothing and stuff, I mean, this is obvious. I want to make X if I could actually get X armor pieces for the character creator. I just want to make an X looking Street Fighter. Hell yeah.
That would be cool.
I think it'd be kind of fun to get Mike Hagar in there just because he's such a ridiculous character.
Hagar would be good. You could even give him just Zangief's moveset and it'd be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rounding things out. Go ahead. Sorry.
Frank West would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Frank West.
He could be fun.
There's a lot of other characters in there. I'm sure like somebody's gonna make a Tifa or something like that. Just any melee fighter from other games.
Oh yeah. I definitely believe that. Sorry, Daniel, did we get you on that question?
No, gosh, I'm not even sure. Just pick somebody from Phoenix Wright. Give us the whole lawyer.
There you go.
Oh yes,
there you go.
Hell yeah.
Give me Godo.
I like that.
There you go. Godo, Francisca von Karma.
so much potential. Yeah, she'd be a great one.
Nice. Yeah, that would be good. I'd like that. All right, our final super chat of the show from Jacob Tucker with $5. And ironically, final question. Do you think the rumored Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Metroid Prime will still happen eventually, or has that ship sailed? I gotta say, I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess make a whole lot of sense. Nintendo has obviously been keen to port everything they can off of the Wii U and onto the Switch. I personally believed that Jeff Grubb was right based on nothing. I mean, like, I didn't see or hear anything. I assumed him to be a little more reputable than he turned out to be. Like, being that he's an actual reporter who actually reports news, not just Samus Hunter. But
right.
So I was a little disappointed to find out that we didn't get those in the direct. I believe, though, Jeff Grubb is hardly the first person to make the claim that those were coming. And there have been people out there who have claimed they've seen it, that they've seen the games on Switch, and that they're done, and that Nintendo's just sitting on them. And Emily Rogers on Twitter implied that she has seen the Metroid Prime remaster, like actually seen it. I think she tweeted something like, Metroid Prime is real. It looks good. I don't know how else to construe that.
I can see it coming, but it's just a matter of when. Like, when's the best time? Because already the next year seems packed.
It beggars belief that they wouldn't be coming. I mean, especially in the case of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, it just makes too much sense. And I do absolutely believe the Metroid Prime remaster is real. I agree with you guys. I think it's just a matter of when, not if. But I also agree it is very odd, at least particularly in the case of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, that they haven't showed them off. Not just yet, but a long time ago. It is very odd that we haven't already gotten those on Switch. But I do think they exist.
Yeah, this is like one of the first years in a long time that we're not going to have any kind of Zelda release in the year, and this would have been the year to do it. Since Tears of the Kingdom is now going to be slated for 2023.
We still got 3 months left. You never know; they could announce some small game.
That's true.
I could also see
we got Kirby so soon.
That's true, and I could also see Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD being like a tweet reveal. I could see that just being something they drop on Twitter, like, "Oh, hey, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD are coming to the Nintendo Switch on pick your date, January, whatever."
Yeah.
I don't know. But I
December
feel like
2nd, whatever.
That doesn't necessarily need to be reserved for a direct.
Did Ash become a robot?
Yeah, he just repeated a bit.
Yeah, I was like, for a dirt.
But I pretty much agree, although I don't know, it just feels like that should have some more fanfare than just a tweet. But I mean, that's Nintendo's going to do what they're going to do, so I don't know.
Yep.
I agree. I feel like Nintendo, it's tough because when you try to predict what Nintendo's going to do, you're going to get it wrong every time. I'm going to check our control room and make sure that it wasn't OBS dying. Well, Ash, I would say give me like a thumbs up if you can hear me, but oh wait, no one can hear him though, so it's definitely not. Never mind, it's not OBS because you guys can't hear him either. It happened for you guys too. Okay, sorry, Ash. It shows you're still there, but we're gonna close the show out.
At least you made it to the end.
Yeah, he got right there.
Yeah,
I promise he's fine. Anyway, it's really weird to be like he's super injured and then he disappears at the end of the show. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of GVGcast. We couldn't do all 25 of these episodes without you, and I'm just now realizing I need to read out the EP roll. It's been he's back. He's back.
In there, weird, but I'm back.
Okay, perfect. I'm just closing out the show. So
cool.
Yeah, see, I told you he was fine. Anyway, folks, thank you guys so much for sticking with us tonight and hanging out for episode 25 of GVGcast. As you know, we could not do this show without all of your support. We recently had a Patreon subdrive, and we're deep in the middle of planning our next one, which might happen around spooky season. Yeah, so stay tuned for more on that, but we couldn't do this without each and every one of you. You guys help keep the lights on around here, both figuratively and literally speaking. You can find out more about how you can join us over at patreon.com/gvgaming. I lied, there was one more plug. But we have to give a special shout out to our folks at the producer level who you are seeing on screen right now. These folks literally help us keep going. We could not do it without each and every one of you. Your support means the world to us. But we do have to give an extra special thank you to our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those fine, amazing, wonderful, as Ash would say it, folks, include Brandon Bovia, Cutie Caitlin, Fangs, Dan and Twistle, Z Patty, Just Brian, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman 23, Adam O'Sullivan, Richard Herrera, Logan Daniel, Christopher Baque, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Critter XD, Kitty Kong Facts, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotik, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, our sponsor, Azran127, Black King, Pagrema, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Wataniac, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Brady Power, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Killamox, Eddie B, Kit Fisto, Jessica Toad, Denith, Sci-Fi Lullabies, Michael McCaw, Nope, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Too Much Spaghetti, Bane 400, Ascaron 809, Rioner, Nathan Steele, Spicy Pandaughter, Rain in Clouds, our other sponsor for this episode, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, my mom. Hi, Mom. Mega Amster, Kane Woolley, Dark Steel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jersic, Dinner Sonic, Derek, not this one, the other one, Nova the Artist, Colin, Blazer 25. The police are coming after me for that joke.
Yep.
Mumbling
There
Yeti,
you come.
Cameron
There can be only
Sharp,
one.
Screamo Shaman, Mason Riley, Keel, Willow Pengri, Moon Knight, Ray Clausen, Brendan Hesse, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Ryan's Fault, Brainchild, Pat Pending, Jim Wakelin, Lauren Bond, Longboy Shiggy, that's a great name.
Oh, God, it hurts.
Andy Mind P, Ad, Kyle the Monarch, Alpha Lion, Lord Metarex, Kyle Gamer and Barry Rookie, Jay Brox, Salad Dinner, excellent names.
Right?
Revolver Axolot. That's
Nice.
my best impression. Datboy64, Blaze Collard, Eric, Danielle Crowder, Alex Westover, Cat Evie Person 5, and finally, Lady Maxillary, which is like Lady Upper Jaw, if you know your teeth. I don't. She had to teach me that. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to find out more about how you could end up on that long list, head over to patreon.com/gvgaming. We have a patron exclusive post show to get to. We appreciate you hanging out. But as I like to say at the end of things that I host, we have places to be, people to see, and chicken to eat. We will see you in about 5 minutes for the post show. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Again.